I'd like to talk for a few minutes about how to use the internet as a human being. That might seem like a simple idea, one for which you have no use. You, after all, are already an internet using human being. But I would argue that most people who use the internet act more like other animals, less aware of their actions than they perhaps should be. And that's not to say I don't like other animals. I love my dog. If somebody tried to hurt my dog, well, they'd learn a few things about biology themselves, because I tell you what I do. I just go ahead and start by taking their... Moving on. What I mean by using the internet as a human being is acting like a human being while using the internet. So what does it mean to act like a human being? Well, humans are different than a lot of other animals. It's true. Ask Charles Darwin. See, one time I read a book. Please, save your applause for the end. It was a hard book, though. But this book said that zebras don't worry about stuff they don't gotta worry about. They're gonna go get a drink of water, maybe a lion will attack, but they're not really thinking about how scared they'll be if that happens, or how the lion will use its massive teeth to pull the flesh from their skull, or which heaven they're gonna go to when the lion poops them out. If the lion shows up, then they'll think about it, and until then, they ain't gonna be all that worried. It's like Lao Tzu said, if you're depressed, you're living in the past. If you're anxious, you're living in the future. And if you're happy, you're probably at Six Flags. So that's great for Liu Kang and zebras, but the rest of us think about the future all the time. If you don't think about the future, you ain't gonna have any retirement. You'll spend all your time asking your kids for the money they owe you because of how you had sex with their mom and all. Thinking about the future is generally a pretty responsible thing to do. We can't always live in the now. If I lived in the now, I'd have a pizza in my mouth all the time. Well, that might make me happy for a while. Someday it'll make me dead. So back to the interweb. What I mean when I say using the internet like a human being, I mean using the internet while thinking about if what you're doing is stupid. Stay away from that waterhole, zebra, you fucking moron. There's a lion there. It's right there. I can see him. Apparently there are a lot of zebras using the internet these days too, because a lot of stuff which has gotten pretty popular on the internet should never be clicked on by anybody who is sentient and has any level of respect for themselves as an intelligent life form. Let's look at some examples. One of the worst offenders is any article that says something like, "You won't believe what happened next," or "What this man does during this chili cook-off will shock you." Don't tell me what I will or won't believe. I'll believe all sorts of things. How do you know Lord Xenu didn't meet a Jesus? I can guarantee that nothing which happens in any of these videos will be as shocking as they claim to be. If they were really that impressive, they could just tell you what happens and you'd still watch the video. If the tagline was 20,000 people sing a song about a duck, I might click on it. Sounds like something I've never seen before, and if you got footage of something that's never been seen before, people are going to want to see it. But these articles try to bait you in, like you're a fish or a zebra. They know that the footage they have wouldn't interest that many people, so they shroud it in mystery like a secret box. Don't you want to know what's in the box? I might. If it wasn't completely obvious that the box is filled with mediocrity, and by opening it, I'd be playing into the hands of uninspired and gimmicky web bullshit. Mediocrity in a box is a perfect example of people using the internet as a zebra and not a human being. They have no respect for themselves. They must realize what's in the box won't live up to the lofty expectations set by the mysterious headline, and they have to understand the reasons that the video is marketed that way, but they click on it anyway. What the fuck is wrong with them? You might be wondering right now why it bothers me so much. Why can't people just act like zebras? That don't seem so bad. But you gotta ask yourself, why do people care enough about zebras watching a video on their site to develop such subversive tactics? It's because money. Did you get it? We're in America. If you ever ask yourself why somebody in America is doing something, it's because money. See, lots of sites make their money from advertisements, and companies want to advertise on websites that lots of people use, like Google or FaceThing. They'll pay more money to get on a site that lots of people click on. They never pay me anything to get on my site because nobody knows how to get there. So when they say that a video will surprise you and make you happy, it won't. It'll make you feel used. And if it doesn't, go down to that watering hole, zebra, drink up, ain't no lion there. Another way internet people like to make money is by making lists. Lists have gotten really popular on the internet. You ever wonder why? You say money? Good. Go work. Here, have $1. You see, nothing is inherently wrong with a list. Look at this list. It's a big list. You can scroll through it. Maybe if you like movies, you can see what movies you should have watched. It's a good list. Good job, Tim. But a lot of lists do something that really pissed me off. Look at this one. Can you see what's different? Other than that, the black man's name isn't listed on the poster like the other actors' names, even though he takes up just as much of the frame. The answer is that you have to click buttons to see the movies. I hate clicking buttons. And sometimes when you click the button, you see an advertisement before you can see the next movie. Remember money? Also, the words at the top of the screen change whenever you go to the next movies. Those words are called a web address. Don't send your mail there, though. It's not that kind of address. So when the words change, it means you're on another page. So now, whenever people want to see this whole list, Rolling Stone doesn't tell advertisers that it got 1 hit. It got 22. 22 movies is 22 pages for them. So advertisers think that 22 more people went to Rolling Stone than to Tim's site. Fuck you, Rolling Stone. You were supposed to be edgy, but now you're just feeding zebras. I'm not a zebra, and I don't want to click on things to read your list, you bastards. I need a break from all this horse shit. Let's go to Bloomberg. I'll show you what the internet should look like. I'll go to the news articles and choose most popular. Maybe there'll be a video that'll surprise me when I watch it. Or a funny video of a cat making friends with a Zoloft. Oh, wait. Burger King in talks to buy Canadian chain Tim Hortons. Well, that's an article I can understand, just from the headline. They told me exactly who's thinking about doing what. A beef monarch is invading America's hat. They don't gotta hide nothing or bait you in. They know it's an interesting story and people will click on it to find out the details. If you don't care about North American despotism, you don't gotta read it. Bloomberg seems to respect its audience. It treats them like humans and expects them not to act like zebras. Thanks, Mr. Borg. Okay, I guess I'll mention the other tactic the web people use to make zebras click on their stuff. It's not actually money. You know what it is? It's the boobs. I mean, everyone knows that sex sells to zebras. If you show off a sexy zebra, all them other zebras are going to try to fuck it. They're not thinking about kids or marriage or divorce or lawsuits, financial support. They're thinking, fuck my dick, you sexy zebra. This tactic might be the most successful and most subversive because it plays on so many basic instincts. Remember Charles Barkley? Exactly. This can be used by simply making the screenshot of a video boobs instead of crap that it is. Sure, I like seeing boobs, but I don't like feeling like a zebra. So when I see somebody trying to lure me in with the seductive curves of a woman of questionable moral taste, I say fuck off, whore. And I'm not talking about the woman, I'm talking about the cunt who uploaded the video. I've even stopped watching clips by my favorite late-night talk show host, Conan the Barbarian. See, when he interviews a guy, the tagline is usually something like, Louis C.K. hates cell phones. That sounds funny and informative. But when he interviews a woman, it's always like, Kobe Smudler's filthy, sexy supermodel apartment. Or sex expert Dr. Jennifer Berman. What makes her a sexpert? I've had sex with more women than her, even if they didn't like it. I don't have anything against pretty women, but when they can't talk about anything other than sex, I don't fucking care. One of the more popular interviews from the show features model Marissa Miller. The image for the video is Miss Miller, with her massive cleavage protruding from a tight red dress. And during the interview, she doesn't produce a single sentence that'd be of interest to anybody other than a zebra. She doesn't seem to think about things that other people don't think about. So why the fuck do I want to hear her talk? Shut up, zebra. And that brings me to my last point. Celebrities in general. Why does anybody care what a celebrity does or thinks? If a Justin Bieber wants to inject silicone into his dick and show it in a music video, we should probably not give him any money. But when you look up Justin Bieber dick on the internet, you help make his name more trendable, and the producers of this content think that people want more plastic singers. Again, Justin Bieber never says anything smart. Never. So why does people listen to him? Sometimes I read about an important issue on some news sites. And the other recommended stories on the side are always about celebrities or butts. I wish all the zebras would stop going to the watering hole and just start fixing my car instead. All sorts of things need to be fixed, but everybody's spending their time clicking on boobs and getting eaten by lions. It's real lonely being a human being these days.